Yo, what is up, my dudes? This is DevinePlays, and welcome back to Sounds of Her Love. And I apologize if I look a little tired. I did just wake up. I literally just woke up and just hopped into recording. So yeah, we're back in Sounds of Her Love. I've been really wanting to come back to this game, like ever since I recorded the first episode. I was like, oh man, I really want to come back to this game. Oh. But anyways, enough talking. We're just gonna get straight into it. Load. Alright, this should be exactly where we left off. So alright. We part ways when I reach my classroom, with her giving me a hardly audible farewell once we do. Hold up, hold on, real quick, let me fix this. Audio just seemed a little bit too low. The wooden chair behind my back is rigid and sticks into me, causing slight discomfort. My eyes dart across the pages before me, looking for any information that could make my life easier. I hate homework. Don't we all? Words echo around the room as I speak solemnly to myself. I thought that it would be easier to just copy the answers straight from the textbook, but apparently they're not here. Oh, well, that sucks. Don't do that. If the answers are in the back of your textbooks, don't just copy them down. I mean, I'm not really one to talk because I did that all the time. But you don't learn anything that way. This heavy workload, however, does seem to compensate for the rather tranquil day at school. Aside from having my biology teacher chew my butt out, it was a pretty tolerable day. I did meet someone interesting though. The blossom of rose on her cheeks, her silky golden hair, and her hushed voice. Carrie's presence would be minuscule by many, but I can't get her off of my mind. Devin, dinner's almost ready. Calls from my mother reach my ear as I just about give up on my homework. It's not due for another week anyway. So I close the book and haphazardly toss it back on the shelf. The smell of cooking guides my way towards my door, but just as I am about to leave my room, something stops me. My cell phone chimes and vibrates slightly on my desk, leaving me to consider, who might be calling me? I don't have that many friends. And if I do, they wouldn't call me. If you ever need anyone to keep you company, then you can call me anytime. Or if you see me around school, just say hi. Kinda figured it might be her. That's right. Oh my goodness. I gave Carrie my number, didn't I? I wasn't really expecting her to call me, but I guess she was probably checking that I wasn't giving her a fake number as a joke. Devin, are you coming? I'll be down in a minute. Probably not a minute, but it shouldn't be that long. I might just tell Carrie to call me back. But the least I can do is answer the phone. Yeah, answer the phone. Oh, it is. I pick up the device from my desk and answer the call. That was creepy. If you guys heard that, that was the creepiest sound I've ever heard. Carrie breathes through the speaker, her nervousness all too apparent, even through a mobile call. Hello, Carrie?
Hello?
Oh, hello! Hello there.
I wanted to see if you'd answer.
Of course I'd answer. Exactly what I was expecting. Carrie's voice seems a lot clearer, and the nervousness I had once heard is pretty much gone. Is it because she isn't speaking to me in person? Of course I'd answer. I gave you my number, didn't I?
You did.
Sure did.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You didn't think it was fake, did you? Oh, calling her out. I tease her about it, to be honest. I tease her about it. To be honest, if she gave me her number, I would probably think it was fake too. That is, if she wasn't so timid anyway. If her personality was different, she would probably be pretty popular. Don't worry, I'm only teasing.
Oh.
Teasing a girl I just met seems pretty abnormal, but I can't deny her response was adorable. You seem fairly relaxed. I call her out on the contrast of her speech patterns. I already know the answer, but I just want to show her that she can speak to people clearly if she just tries.
I find it easier speaking to people over the phone. I'm sorry if it seems rude.
No, it's fine. I mean, I totally get it.
I call my father a lot.
She did say I was her first non-relative contact.
I really wanted to speak to you.
Okay. Her stutters flare up again. The concept of calling someone from school is still probably quite foreign to her. Devin, your dinner will go cold at this rate. And just heat it up. I get another shout from the dining room. By now my family oh my goodness. By now my family has probably started eating without me. It's quite a traditional thing in this house for everyone to eat together. I'll have to tell Carrie to call me back. I'd like to speak to you too, but do you think you can call me back? Probably in about half an hour. My dinner is ready and my mother is being quite persistent about it.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh man, the way she said that made me feel bad. Carrie sounds a bit dejected about it, but there's nothing I can do. My mother is quite strict at times, and she'll probably scold me for ignoring her if I don't go now. Carrie and I bid temporary farewells, and I head downstairs, leaving the phone on my desk. An aromatic smell hits my nostrils as I enter the dining room. Dining room. 3 pairs of eyes are looking in my direction. It seems my family are well into their meals. Finally decided to join us, brother? Shut it! My little sister gives me a cheeky remark as I pull out the chair next to her and sit down to feast upon my now lukewarm meal. I'm too lazy to microwave it. How was school? You went about an hour early, didn't you? You knew about that? I did tell you the clock was broken before you left. You didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing. Oh, so that's what she was trying to tell me. You can hardly call it before I left. I was out the door at that point. Well, the extra school is good for you, brother. Oh, don't tell him about it next time. Okay, I thought it was messed up for a second. My father lets out an exuberant laugh as I continue eating. I don't think he realizes that no matter what time I get to school, classes don't start until they're scheduled to. In retrospect, I did get something out of going to school early today. I wouldn't have met Carrie otherwise. That reminds me, son. Have you met any fit girls? I asked you at breakfast and I didn't hear your response. That's because it was a stupid question. Interrupting my father, just as she did before, my mother joins the conversation. Perhaps I should actually give him an answer. He won't stop asking me otherwise. Oh man. Sorry. My dog is right here. She's sitting right here and she's eating at something she's not supposed to be. Making a lot of noise too. There is someone. Not really. No, I have my computer for that sort of thing. Not really. I'm gonna go with not really. Don't worry, son. That face is the only answer I'll ever need. The look on it, your face, I know what it means. Go get her, son. Oh man. I mean, I just met the girl. That's why I didn't say there is someone. Because liking someone and being attracted to someone are 2 different things. Don't get that mixed up. My father gives me a thumbs up from across the table, and my mother bats him a scornful expression. He's not a pervert like you. You don't have to listen to him, Devin. A clean plate sits in front of me as I finish up the remnants of my meal. I want to leave the room quickly so I don't have to face any more questions my father might conjure up. I stand up from the chair, moving to the sink to quickly wash my dish. The thought of Carrie lingers on my mind as I leave the room and make my way step by step up the stairs. Okay, if they're stuck in your mind like this, possibly you might be having some starting emotions. It's not unreasonable to suggest that I could end up in that sort of relationship with her. There's no sign of her having any friends aside from myself, and she is pretty attractive, to be honest. Letting my mind wander like this isn't good. It's too early to think about developing my relationship with her. We'd only just met this morning. Exactly. On the topic of Carrie, I need to call her back in a minute. Waiting for her to call again is an inefficient use of time. Swinging it open, the door to my room creaks as I enter. My eyes shift towards my desk. Oh my gosh. My desk, and I reach out for my phone. Oh man, I got something in my eye. Oh, get out of there. Clutching the phone in my hand, I redial the last number that called, and Carrie's number appears on the screen. It doesn't take long for her to pick up. I wonder if she was waiting for me. It was a pretty quick answer.
Hello?
Oh, well, hello! Hey, Carrie. Where were we?
We weren't really talking about anything.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, we weren't really saying anything. We weren't really saying much. That's right. We weren't really talking about anything in particular before. Oh, click. I'm clicking! What's happening? There we go. How about we talk for a bit then?
About what?
Exactly. Come on, Devin. Carrie's stutter flares up again. It's kind of cute, but I wouldn't really tell her that. What am I saying? What about hobbies?
Hobbies?
Yeah, hobbies. Yeah, I know you like literature, but is there anything else you like? Carrie pauses for a brief moment, and the sound of her breathing flows out of the speaker beside my ear.
I like the harp.
Ooh. I mean, kind of makes sense since like the main screen, like in the title logo, it does have a harp. I believe that's a harp, or was it a music symbol? I think it was a harp. I mean, the desktop shortcut for it is a harp, so yeah, I think it's a harp. Pretty cool. I think the harp is actually a really interesting instrument, and me as I'm actually a musician as well. I play drums, and I play like basic piano and basic guitar, but I've always wanted to pick up, the violin, and I mean, I never actually thought about picking up the harp, but the harp would be an interesting instrument to pick up because I don't know, I just think it sounds beautiful. The harp? Oh, the harp? You mean the instrument?
Yes, I can play it.
Ooh, you gotta show me sometime. You gotta play it for me sometime. So she can play the harp. That reminds me. So it's like the school's logo then.
The harp is a classical Celtic instrument.
That must be it. I'm sure Wales is a Celtic country.
What about yours?
My what?
Your hobbies.
Come on, get with the program. She wants to know my hobbies? Well, I did ask her the question after all. The problem is, though, that I can't really think of anything that I would consider a hobby. There's nothing notable.
Oh.
Wow. That just totally brushes off her question. Oh man.
would you like to borrow one of my books?
I don't read. Sharing a hobby with her wouldn't be a bad thing. I guess I could give it a go. Sure, you can lend me one you like.
Okay. Will you meet me at lunch? So I can give it to you.
Ooh. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Thinking back on what my father had said before, I can definitely say that I like Carrie. Though, in what way, it's hard to tell. It's not unreasonable to say that there's a possibility she is kind of sweet after all, though I don't know. I shouldn't really think about her now.
Thank you. I promise you'll enjoy reading it.
Why did you thank me? You ain't got to thank me. I imagine Carrie pulling a cute smile to match the enthusiasm she put into that statement. She must really have a passion for reading, beyond wanting to study literature. Looking forward to it. I hear a voice that isn't Carrie's coming from the end of the line. I guess someone must be calling up to her.
Sorry. My father's calling me for dinner.
Oh, you too, huh? Don't worry, I left for dinner earlier. You go and have yours. I'll see you at school tomorrow.
Okay. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Deuces. Bye. Bye. The line falls silent as Carrie hangs up, and I place the phone back down on my desk once again. For the first time this past fortnight... Stop. I'm actually looking forward to going to school. Yeah, I probably would be looking forward to going to school too for this kind of reason. Never had that kind of reason though. Carrie and I have seemed to have developed quite a good friendship within just the course of a day. It's quite surprising, really. As I return to the seat by my desk, I peer at the sprawl of papers I had left lying before me. All right, I was doing homework. There's nothing else I can think of doing, so I reach up to the shelf where I had left my workbook and continue on with the task I was doing. If I get it out of the way now, maybe I'll have more time later in the week to speak with Carrie again. Ooh, Devin, my boy. A breeze rustles my coat as I approach the school gates. In contrast with yesterday, I'm actually here at the right time. The sounds and sights of other students fill my mind as I move swiftly to get to homeroom. The mornings this time of year are very cold, but I expected it to be a lot warmer this far south. Dispelling the idle thoughts in my mind, one thing sure is missing: the presence of Carrie. I kind of walked to school with her yesterday, so I thought I'd see her here again today. Though I guess for her it wasn't a mistake that she came so early. She told me to meet her at lunch so she could give me a book, didn't she? That sure is something to look forward to. My timetabled lessons don't look very promising, so it'll give me something to think about until then. My half-full classroom is split between those enthralled to begin lessons and the apathetic slackers who just want to get it over with. I sit at my desk and join the latter group. Dust shimmers as sunlight enters through the windows. One by one, more students enter the class as the clock on the wall creeps towards 8 o'clock. My mind wanders into the thought of Carrie once more. Oh man, this Devin is head over heels over this lady. Where am I supposed to find her when the lunch bell rings? The most reasonable place would be the cafeteria. That's where I found her yesterday. Or maybe not. I doubt she'd be comfortable giving me a present in front of a crowd of people, even if it is just a book. I lean back against the chair, as I typically would, and slowly watch the clock spin and spin as lessons go by, waiting for the lunch bell to arrive. Stretching my arms, I look up at the clock to check if the sound I just heard wasn't a hallucination. I don't have schizophrenia as far as I'm aware. People are definitely getting up and leaving the classroom, likely heading towards the cafeteria. Some do stay behind. I guess various Japanese high school customs still stick, even in a foreign school. The curriculum may be different, but the attitude of the students certainly isn't. Standing up, I trail behind everyone else to leave the room. Looks like I'm the last person to leave. The corridor isn't the only thing that greets me as I step outside. Oh.
Here you go.
Oh, dang! She came to me!
I promised to give it to you.
Oh, so nice! Before me stands Carrie. Basking in the sunlight, a book is held out in her hands and practically shoved into my chest. Her face is red, apt for the situation. I'm pretty sure mine is too. The blossom of embarrassment on her cheeks is a cute sight. She seems to be reluctant to make eye contact though. It's only better for me as I get to look at the glint of my own reflection in her amber eyes. Thanks. The book itself looks fairly worn, judging by the condition of the pages. She must have read this quite a few times. I am only borrowing it, so she probably wants to read it again in the future.
You're welcome. It's one of my favorites, so I hope you enjoy it.
Oh man, I feel like the music is way too loud. Way too loud! Because I can barely hear her. Oh, if I can barely hear her, you guys probably can barely hear her. Let me save real quick. And bring down the music. Alright. She slightly exclaims that fact, and I take the book from her. The title is embossed on cover, as opposed to a fancy design or a sleeve. It must be a fairly old print, despite its blemishes. She seems to have taken quite good care of it. Once again, I look at Carrie's cute profile. She still holds a blush, which suits her all too well, an adorable trait of hers. Her breath is still ragged with nervousness. I watch her chest move to, hey, what are you doing, Devin? This Devin, not me. I watch her chest move inwards and out as she regains control of her breathing, though I quickly look away after I realize how perverse the action is. Yes, you crazy. How about we go get some lunch then? We can't keep standing around here. I slip the book into my bag carefully and invite Carrie to join me for lunch.
Sure. I'd love to.
Let's go get some food. Carrie slightly jitters as we both head down the corridor towards the cafeteria as I spend my second lunch break of the week with her. Where's my water? I need my water. It's behind here. Alright. No doubt I can get used to this, though I feel as if I already am. No lunch? Noise resonates through the walls of my room as I hear my sister blasting some foreign pop music, probably some K-pop, all while speaking to her friend on the phone, probably talking about K-pop. I would go in there and tell her to quiet down, but I'm too lazy to do so. Oh heck no! Me straight up! I will get up, walk in there and say, shut it! After enjoying a nice lunch break with Carrie, despite neither of us really saying anything, the remaining classes were rather dull and uninteresting. And just saying, no, I'm not that mean to my sister. It's just that's just the kind of relationship we have. We joke around a lot. So just saying in case any of you guys misinterpret something or anything. The only thing that really kept me going was the thought of Carrie, as dodgy as that sounds. I looked to the right. Beside me sits the book Carrie had given me earlier. Reading it now would give me something to do, but I don't think I can. I don't think I could make it that far into it. Come on, click. I'm clicking. It's quite late, and I still have some work left to do. Though, I'm reminded of Carrie's flustered face as she presented it to me. It really meant a lot to her. Giving it a read couldn't hurt, could it? Me personally, if a girl I was interested in gave me a book that she claimed to be her favorite, honestly, I would read it. I mean, as a person who really doesn't like reading, like I really don't like reading. I mean, I guess this doesn't really help my case, reading a visual novel, but yeah, I hate reading. I don't know, I just don't like reading. I don't know how to explain it. Those of you guys who don't like reading, understand me. But, yeah, I would definitely read it, though. Okay, we read that already. Reading the book now would use up a large chunk of my time. If she does ask me about it, I can always make something up, or tell her the truth. There's always tomorrow anyway. She surely can't expect me to have gotten straight into reading it, could she? Oh man, you're gonna... Acting like this, you're gonna lose her like that. Like that. Disregarding the presence of the book, I push the thought of it out of my mind and get up to head downstairs for dinner. If I stayed here any longer, my mother would start shouting for me again. It'll be a change to get there early today. He really didn't read it. Wow, what? Oh, this Devin is a douche. The path to school has now become quite familiar, now that I've had 2 weeks to remember it. A mild gust blows leaves across along the pavement and I watch them get tussled around them without direction. Why did that take me, why was that so hard for me to read? Just as I stand to cross the street, I feel a dainty tap on my shoulder. A little dainty tap. Looking to my side, the person I've been wanting to see the most recently stands before my eyes. A sight to behold.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Top of the morning. Sorry. Carrie greets me, her lips curling up slightly into a delicate smile. Good morning, Carrie. As the light turns green, we both walk harmoniously across. It's not really a surprise for me to meet Carrie here. I'm pretty sure she did share part of the walk to school with me. This is where I first met her, after all. So, how are you today, Carrie? I throw the question out to try and make conversation. I enjoy being with her, but getting her to speak up more would make the experience a lot better.
I'm good. Thank you.
Elaborate.
What about you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm good as well. Carrie smiles at my answer. I guess knowing that your friends are in a good spirit is a happy thought. As I take occasional glances to my side, I seem to notice Carrie shyly looking in my direction from time to time as well. She turns her head whenever I spot her. Does she want to ask me something? Anything on your mind? It seems that I've caught her off guard.
Well...
Spit it out.
That book I gave you. Did you read it?
Ooh. I told you to read it. I told you to read it. Dang. I was quite sure she'd ask this. I couldn't bear to tell her the truth. Oh no, this is not what I stand for. This is not what I stand for. Oh, you garbage. Oh, this Devin, you garbage.
You could have just given it back to me if you didn't want to read it.
Oh, dang. The change of mood. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. This Devin better be sorry. He's a douche. Carrie tears through my vagueness and gives me a look I've never seen her make, even though I've only known her for a few days. Her eyes are now piercing, firmly staring in my direction.
You can give it back to me tomorrow.
Oh man. She continues walking and I follow along, lagging slightly behind. We eventually pass through the school gates and towards the main building. Very few words are shared between us as we part.
See you later.
I don't like this. by... I don't like this. Oh, Devin, you're a douche! Oh! Oh my goodness, you're a douche! Oh man, I would have read at least a little bit. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna read. I wouldn't read the whole thing. I don't expect this Devin to read the whole thing. Just read a couple chapters or at least a few pages. Oh my goodness! But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here. I forgot to save. Oh crap! I'll have to go back and do all that again for the next episode. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. Oh my goodness! Devin, you're a douche! Oh, that makes me a little bit upset at the Devin character in this game. Oh man. Carrie, I'm sorry. This Devin failed you. I wouldn't have failed you. Oh man. I'm a little bit lost for words. I don't know what to say. But still, things are getting interesting. I mean, it looked like we were about to, you know, have a decent relationship or a decent friendship. And then this douche Citron Devin decided to just chuck it out of the way. Chuck it into the trash can. Where's the relationship? Where's the friendship? Check the trash can. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode and this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.